Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Reviewing Comics with me, your host, Alexander Turbin. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and you got some more comics, or you started drawing some more comics, or you continue drawing some comics. Anything to further the love of comics that we all have. So today I'm doing a modern indie title, which somebody sent me, Hundo. Which I appreciate very much. He sent this a little while ago, and I believe they had a Kickstarter. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to put some links and stuff in this description, hopefully, if I can figure that out. But it's called Tech Noir, and it looks really awesome. One of the great things about this book is that it is super slick. I mean, the cover is just like the slickest thing in the whole world, and the paper stock is really fantastic, and it's just really a really slick looking book, and that's not even including the art and the writing and everything, which is cool. But before we get into that, I'd like to show you my own stuff. This is Random Access. It's a full-size, full-color 12-page comic that I produce on a monthly schedule. You can get this at patreon.com/Alexander Turbin, and I'll put that in the description as well, and I haven't been doing that, which has just been stupid. But I'm going to do that, and yeah, so you can either check that out on Patreon, or you can go to my website, alexanderturbin.com, and check me out there too. Or you can just message me at alexturbin0441@yahoo.com, or alexturbin0441 at Instagram. Alexturbin0441, alexanderturbin.com has all the Mutandis and Forlorns, and that really is the place to get everything of mine that you would really like. But let's get to Tech Noir. Man, I don't know why I wasn't in this. This is a beautiful book, and it's got some really great people. I know all of them. I've had contact with them, and I've worked with them on different projects, on almost everything, especially Jeff Bertrand and Leslie Wenlock. But I'm not entirely sure about the other ones. I think I have. I mean, the indie comic space, the truly indie comic space is pretty small. I mean, it seems like as you get more or less indie and more mainstream, there's more and more people that are there, and there's kind of this core group of truly indie comics that are just doing the most whacked out, crazy stuff, which is really great. Unfortunately, they decided to put this book not backwards. They have the beginning intro, and they have all of the artists and stuff. But they have like all of the Instagram information and what order they appear in and all that stuff on the back as well. So, I mean, it's not backwards because they have both, but I kind of wish that this was right here and this maybe was back here. But that's just like a kind of a nitpicky thing. I just would like to keep track of all of the artists. And especially some that I'm not going to be able to show as much, because I had to kind of tape up some of the stuff because it shows the nudity, and the YouTubes doesn't like the nudity, and I kind of want to someday make some money on this stuff, and that's not going to happen if they take my videos down. Anyway, it starts off, it's Hundo Industries, and I was looking for his real name. I don't know what the writer's real name is. But, I mean, let's look at the artists. Jeff Bertrand, David Nolte, Leslie Wenlock, Adam Brown, Dan Hughes, Corinne Halbert, Nick Ruby, Brad Dwyer, and the covers by Paul Edward and Abby Luck. I think this is Abby Luck. So it starts off, it's not like Nightblade, which it has all of these different creators, and then each has a page, and they each have their own thing. I'm pretty sure this was all written by one dude, Hundo, and I'm gonna try to link his name into the from Instagram onto the description, and so you can check this out if you're into this kind of stuff, which I know a lot of you guys are. I am. It's a fantastic book. I'm going to say right now, I'm not going to really give this a review. I know I say that and then I do, but I'm not really going to try to give this a review because it's just got so much fantastic art and so much fantastic writing. And it blows me out of the water. So I'm going to read the first few pages because that really gets the story rolling. The citizens, excuse me. The citizens of Hundo Corporation are safe and snug behind their wall, but out beyond the gate, in remnants of the old city, the situation has deteriorated. Gangs, drugs, robot assassins. The future is badass. I'm going to leave out the curse words as much as I can. So basically, it's like a 2000 AD and Judge Dredd kind of thing, where, although I think all of the city is messed up in Judge Dredd, in this, it has a core city that's really wonderful and great, and then around the city is all disgusting and run down and everything like that, where all the poor people live. It seems like it's a futuristic tale, and it's because it doesn't actually say when it is, but I'm assuming it's a futuristic tale, and a lot of people have like cybernetics, and it's like a sci-fi kind of thing. So I think the art here is by Jeff Bertrand. I'm not sure if this is Jeff Bertrand, because it kind of looks a little different than this, which is David Nolt, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I have to have my finger on the back page, because I'm really going to try to get this. No, I think this is David Nolt. Jeff Bertrand. Yep. Jeff Bertrand does this part because it has a little snippet of the art in the back. So this is Jeff Bertrand, and he does this first page. He was in the second calendar that we did, the 2023 calendar. And I'm going to go over that at some point. Both of those calendars, and I have one of them on my website, and I don't have the other one, but it's just cracked. Just has so much cram full of great art, and it's not comics art. It's all just illustrations to stuff by comic artists, and it's really fantastic. So this is Jeff Bertrand, fantastic piece, and it's just great, and it's just talking about the Hundo Industries and what the world is like. This book is really super strong in world building. Some of the other aspects it's not quite as strong as, but that's totally okay, because it does what it aims to do. It aims to build the world, show off these artists, create a story, and just kind of have this free flowing. It's very free flowing is probably my main takeaway from this book, is that it's almost like a dream sequence, because as you'll see shortly, there's a reason that it could become so free flowing and dream sequency. But then it goes to David Nolt, I think, David Nolt, and he does 3 pages or 4 pages. No, I'm not gonna be able to figure out whose is whose, because a lot of their styles are kind of similar, being the heavy duty indie comics artists that they are. Some of them are really, you can tell right away because their style is so distinct. But then others are like, it almost looks like a Robert Crumb, or something like that, where it's very heavily dark inks and lots of heavy detail, and it's fantastic. I love it, and it's just the fact that they look a little bit similar to each other. I think this is David Nolt though, and so it just talks about this guy. So that's what I'll try to do. I'll try to be like always. I'll just try to do the story and then come back and look at some of the stuff. But if I miss an artist's name or something but from an artist in here, that I'm truly sorry, and I'm doing my best, dudes. But this book is so cram packed full of stuff that it's hard to it'll be hard to not miss something. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. I've got a job for you. So this is some sort of his phone on his wrist is like a wristwatch phone that's a cybernetically enhanced arm or something like that, which is cool. And they've got a job for him, whoever this character is. I'm not sure that they ever actually, yes, they do. Later on they say his name, but I don't think they say that in the beginning. VIP inside the gate needs an ounce of drip. Drip is some sort of future drug, and you put it in your eye. There's another sci-fi thing that uses eye drip as a catalyst for their drugs too. I can't remember what it is. If anybody out there knows or remembers, let me know. So it's basically this guy, and he's going to deliver some drip to somebody, but he actually takes some drip himself, and it's obviously a hallucination kind of drug, and that's what the whole free-flowing dreamlike sequences are with this whole book. That's some good stuff, maybe too good, and so he just goes into this drug paranoia and weird alternate reality kind of thing. Maybe that would be a cool thing too, is if the drug actually did alter reality. But I think we'll not delve into that, because if I started delving into every kind of idea that I possibly could have, then we would never end this video and I would just be talking forever. So he kind of has his flying motorcycles, and he's zipping through the city, and I love this whole panel. It's very French heavy metal Halant, which is coming back. Jeff Darrow kind of stuff. It's super detailed. Has all kinds of cram-packed full of stuff, which is really fantastic. I believe that is, don't know. Just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know who that is. If you guys would like to chime in and you're the artist and you could say what pages you did, I would really appreciate it. But it's really fantastic. I love all this detail. It's a Where's Waldo kind of thing. And he's riding his bike, and it kind of crashes, or he just kind of lets go or whatever. And he's going further into the city. He's looking for somebody that has hired him to deliver some of this drip to somebody, and he's just kind of making his way through the city, and he's on drugs, and he's like totally whacked out, and he's paranoid. He ends up at a bar, and he's like, I'm gonna just have a little bit more of this drip to get me going, and so he makes it into the bar, and there's just this weird kind of stuff. I do know who this is. This is Leslie Wennock, because his style is, or her style, I'm not sure. Is this Leslie a man or a female? Let me know, Leslie. So anyway, it's great art. It's super. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's got heavy blacks. It's lots of detail, but it's also sparsely done. And I just love the panel setup, and the it reminds me of what is the I can't remember the name of that comic book series. It's been on comic cartoonist kayfabe, but I just can't remember. Anyway, I love the art. I had to basically not show this whole panel, the whole pages in between here, because there's some YouTube stuff that they wouldn't like. So I'm sorry, Leslie, but I had to cut some of that out, as I did a lot of this other stuff. This is great bar scene. As I've said in previous episodes, I love bar scenes. I like drawing bar scenes because it's so hard. You've got to create an ambiance. You've got to create all of these characters. You've got to create the lighting. You've got to create the setting of the bar, or dancing or music. You've got to make this raucous. You've got to make it alive. You have to make it alive and put so much energy into the bar, into the scene and stuff, that it really comes alive. And it's so difficult. And when it comes out really good like this, I think this is Adam Brown. I really love Adam's work. I don't remember seeing his stuff before, but I am going to try to make sure I find all of these artists, and make sure I'm following them if I'm not, which I probably am. But this is a fantastic scene, and it's crammed full of detail, and it's not confusing detail. Like, all of these characters are very intricate. You've got this foreground, you've got this middle ground, you've got this background, and you've got this, it's a bar, and you've got all of these little intricate details, these screens up on the bar, and all of these alien / mutants / creatures, and it's just really fantastically done. So really, really great. He finds Rita, who's the one that gave him the job, and Rita says that I no longer want you to deliver the drip to somebody. I want you to kill him. So he gives him some more drip, and he gives him a glass knife so the scanners won't reveal the knife, the weapon, to the cops or whatever. So he goes all Shifty. Shifty is his name. I think that is like an metaphor for the character's name, and also his whole way of being in the drip and how malleable his worldview is, which is really kind of intriguing. So he makes it out onto the sidewalk or whatever, where there's more of this intricate stuff. I really think that this guy, I know they're launching and they're looking for more artists for a relaunch of heavy metal or Metal Hurlant. I think it's heavy metal. I think they already have everybody for Metal Hurlant, or Metal Hurlant might be reprints or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that they're looking for artists for heavy metal, and I would love to see him in heavy metal. And I think he's definitely good enough to be in a heavy metal magazine. Not that all of these artists aren't. It's just that he's got that, kind of more mainstream look than a lot of these other fantastic artists do. But he's done some more drip because that's what he does, and he's drinking, he's doing drip, and his name is Shifty, and he is shifty because his whole reality just changes and everything. And he's just walking along. A lot of this stuff is just the character. He's walking along, and weird stuff happens because of the drip that he's on. And he's like, I'm messed up. I got to walk it off. I mean, he thinks his eyeballs are falling off. And a prostitute comes up to see him. And he's just like, man, I can't handle this. Get out of my face. And she, I'm not entirely sure about this. So, Hundo, if you watch this video, could you please explain a few things about the story? Like this happens where the prostitute comes over to this dealer, and he's got a, you mean Shandora's box, and she takes it from him, and she opens it, and all of these creatures come out. Are these real creatures, or is this just a drug-addled dream from Shifty? So please let me know. I'd really like to know what exactly this is. He's got his glass knife, which you don't actually see because it's a glass knife. But he slices one of these creatures in half, and because of its blood on the glass knife, it now appears, which is really pretty awesome. That would be like Diana's invisible jet if it got blood on it, because she was on the wing or whatever, slicing up parademons or whatever. Would it show on the invisible jet? I don't know. I think it could, and that would be a kind of a cool thing to show. So he ends up going to where the rich people go, and that's where he's supposed to deliver the drip and actually kill the person that he's supposed to deliver to. He wants to make it inside the gates, but the guards are like, I don't think so, and they call up their boss, and their boss says, yes, let him in, and he goes into the industrial zone, and I guess, is this inside the Hundo complex? I thought it was, but I'm not sure. Maybe this is just another part of outside the Hundo complex. But he's just kind of making his way to where he's supposed to go to kill the guy with the glass knife, and he uses a hook and rope, and he makes it up the banister or whatever, the side of the building. It makes it up to the CEO of Hundo Industries, and this part is my favorite. I mean, I love all the art in this, but this is my favorite part of the whole book. And this is Nick Ruby. I really love this art. It's like a combination of Frank Quietly and Mobius, and just so many other fantastic French artists, like a Bilal or a, just, so many awesome French artists. And being on this excellent paper really, it really helps to kind of show off this fantastic art. There's so much great line work, and everything has like a complete total meaning, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be. There's no luck in these drawings. It's all exactly, every line is exactly where he wants it to be, which is really beautiful. Nick Ruby's art, that is. I'm gonna look up Nick Ruby on Instagram and see what else he's done, because this is really fantastic, and he could definitely be in heavy metal as well. So he comes up and he finds the dude that he's supposed to kill, and it's the CEO of Hundo Industries, and he controls the whole complex. I'm assuming maybe he controls all of the robotics in Hundo Industries. I'm not sure. I would like to know. But he's got defense systems. He's assassination attempt 65% probability. Defense systems initiating. So they just go into like this fight scene where he whips out his glass knight and attacks him, and he gives him some slicing, and the CEO is like, you'll have to be fast to that. I think he's unhooking himself from all of the wires and stuff, so he can fight this punk from outside the city. And they just have this really fantastic fight scene where he's shooting missiles or rockets or guns or whatever, and he keeps talking and talking. He's like the robot android thing that just won't shut up. And he finally gets him, cuts him pretty good with the knife. But the CEO has these other plans, and he I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what happens here, because he cuts him with the knife, and then this is like a click, 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 click. And it looks like a buzz saw. Anyway, yeah, it's a buzz saw. And he shoots it through his chest, and he kills him. And he looks up, and he takes the drip, and he uses the drip. So the assassin's attempt fails, and this is really just a world-building exercise. And I hope there's another one. I hope there's more. I hope there's a lot more Techno Noirs, and it just continues to build on this fantastic world and stuff. And every one of these artists is really fantastic. Gobo, adult illustrated epic fantasy, coming soon from Hundo. So it's probably going to be the same kind of thing, only instead of a futuristic futuristic sci-fi world, it'll be more of a fantasy thing. So that's really something cool to look forward to. The riffraff outside Gate 9 have proven themselves to be ungrateful and dangerous to Hundo Corp's interest. Eliminate them with extreme prejudice. So is that the end? Does he just destroy the outer city, or do they fight back? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and find out. But anyway, Tech Noir. This is a fantastic book by Hundo Industries, and hopefully I get some more stuff into the description. And this is a really fantastic work of art, and I really highly appreciate him sending this to me. And it's really beautiful, and I particularly love the last artist, but I love all of them. They're really fantastic. Yeah, I'm not really going to rate this because it's too new for me. And it has so many artists and stuff that I really can't just rate it as a whole. But it's great. So I'm going to give it a 9. So there you go. No review equals a 9. So if you like this kind of content and you have happened along the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell and all that cool stuff. And I will see you guys next time, and have a great weekend. And hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time, and keep on creating.